we have been talking about a special, I will even call it as a unit for 9th, 10th, plus 1, plus 2. You know, in our school, this year we started an exclusive focus on 9th, 10th, plus 1, plus 2. That's why all of you are in a separate place. We in our school, Vishwaksenaa group of educational institutions, we want to be ahead of anybody in correctly assessing where the world is going. Yesterday, there was a very important announcement from NCERT that the plus 2 mark, all along you were judged only by the mark that you score in the plus 2 paper. Whether it is 600 or 500 as the case may be, and for 500 how much you score, and you wrote only the 5 subjects if it is CBSE, 6 subjects if it is matriculation school. So out of 600 how much you scored, and based on that you are given the college admission or whatever. Very shortly, very likely, whether this year it could be possible or definitely next year, they want to consider 9th, 10th, plus 1, plus 2 mark also, and you will be assessed. Only 40% of mark of the 12th will be taken into account. The balance 60 will be 15 from 9th, 20 from 10th, 25 from plus 1 or 12th, that comes to 60. Only 40% will be taken from the plus 2. Please understand. That is what the National Education Policy also talks about. The National Education Policy talks about 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. The first 5 years are pre-KG, LKG, UKG, first and second, 5 years, first 5 years. And then the next 3 years, third, fourth and fifth. And then the next 3 years, 6th, 7th and 8th. And the last 4 years is 9th, 10th, plus 1, plus 2. That is why we have a separate building for you. I don't think any other institution will have this facility. Why? These 4 years are very important. I am also going to read it from the National Education Policy. The secondary stage will comprise of 4 years of multidisciplinary study, building on the subject-oriented pedagogical and curricular style of the middle stage, that is 6th, 7th and 8th, but with greater depth, greater critical thinking, greater attention to life aspirations, and greater flexibility and student choice of subjects. In particular, students will continue to have their option of exiting after 10th standard. If you want, you can exit after 10th standard and re-enter the next phase. This is what National Education Policy says, and this is the change which was announced yesterday. By these 4 years, by the time you leave the plus 2, you will be competing with on a national level. Please understand, no more state level, on a national level. Whether you are writing NEET exam or whether you are writing IIT entrance or whether you are writing CA foundation, all of them on a national level. It is something like you are playing cricket or chess or shuttlecock on a national level. When we were studying, we were only looking at the school level, that's all. Whether he is a school first or second or whatever. Slowly, district level started, state level started. Today, it is a national education policy. Please understand. Even if you want to get a BCom seat, even if you want to get a BSc Physics Chemistry seat, or a BBS seat or BSc Computer Science seat, unless and until you score above 95%, you have no choice, no chance of getting into any college. Please understand. That is why I was very keen to address you today. We have almost, this year is over. September, October, November, December, that's all. January onwards, your tests will start. February, your practicals will start. And March, you enter the examination hall. And with what type of competition? I told you very clearly, at a national level. As I was going through the corridors, watching you, many of you are not attentive. You are not sitting the way you should be sitting. You are not focusing on the board and the teacher the way you should be teaching. Please understand. There is no U-turn after 12th standard. What I mean by U-turn is, these days when you go on the highway, there is a huge divider, road divider. Earlier, never. There could be only an yellow line. Now, if you miss a U-turn, you have to travel another 10 kilometers and then only next U-turn. So the drivers will be very careful to turn at the right time. Otherwise, they have to go 10 miles or whatever. For +1, +2, no U-turn, which means you cannot write +2 once again. Please understand. You are going to miss the bus altogether. That is why we have the 9th, 10th, +1, +2. We call it as junior IAS. Administrative service does not mean only becoming a district collector and secretary of the government. Administration means your ability to think in a different way, your ability to take a decision on your own, your ability to lead, your ability to communicate, your ability to set the right type of priority, the ability to take control of yourself. That is why I called you for a meeting today. Be very, very serious, because once you miss the bus, you miss the bus forever. At least in the lower classes, up to the 8th standard, if you miss the bus, if you don't score, you can always make it up. Let us say that you are in the 6th standard or 5th standard. One more year is available. You can always make up. But after the 12th, so this formula of 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 40. Repeat with me. 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 40. This is going to be the +2 mark. Please understand. This is going to be the +2 mark. So all these years, in many places, neither the students nor the parents, many, I am not saying all, they never took 9th seriously. பார்த்துக்கலாம் 10th தானே பார்த்துக்கலாம், அப்போ பார்த்துக்கலாம், 10th எப்படின்னா படிச்சிருவேன். Till couple of years ago, at least about 10 years ago or 15 years ago, there were schools which had only +1 and +2. Only +1 and +2. They admitted only for +1, +2, no 10th standard. And there only top subjects were taught, morning 4 o'clock to night 12 o'clock. Maths, physics, chemistry, biology, computer science, accountancy, commerce, especially maths, physics, chemistry, biology, because they were all preparing for the engineering or preparing for the medical. They were all closed ultimately. So be very, very careful. 9th, 10th, plus 1, plus 2 is going to be the compartment. So never ever make any mistake. Perumal Master was mentioning to me that the individual analysis is over. Some of you are scoring very good marks, some of you are struggling. From now, our drilling will start. From 9th onwards, we are going to focus. So be very, very serious. An MBBS degree is a 4-year degree. An engineering degree is a 4-year degree. Similarly, 12th also has become a 4-year journey. Supposing you are scoring around 40%, 50%, you cannot go to 95% in 1 year. All those who scored 330, 300, 320 in 10th standard, you cannot make up in 2 years up to 95%. Please understand what I am trying to tell you. The gap is too much. Supposing you are traveling to Chennai and you have to cover a 45 kilometers distance in about an hour and 30 minutes. The first 45 minutes will make a very big difference. Supposing in the first 45 minutes you traveled only 10 kilometers, forget, you will not be able to catch the train for which you are traveling, because the gap is too much. So an intelligent student will look at it, what is my mark? In the last exam, what is my mark? And what is the first mark in the school, in the class? Where am I? Where am I in the 10th standard mark? Individually, total wise. Where am I now? If I have to write NEET exam, out of 720, if you are scoring anything less than 600 or 650, forget it, you cannot become a doctor. If you are scoring anything less than 40 to 50%, you are not, it's not worth, no question of pass or failure. 10th standard pass, 12th standard pass, arthame illa. 12th fail ஆனாலும் அதே தான், 12th 45 மார்க் 50 மார்க் வாங்கினாலும் அவ்வளோதான். Please understand. So if at all you want to score in the board exam, a minimum of 80%. A minimum of 80%. So இப்போவே பிடிங்க ஒவ்வொரு, even one question if you are going to attempt, if it's a 10 mark question, if you are not scoring anything above 8, dangerously low. Please understand. ரொம்ப விளையாடாதீங்க, விளையாட்டுத்தனமாக இருக்காதீங்க. விளையாட்டுக்கு ஒரு பீரியட் இருக்கு, விளையாட்டுத்தனமாக இருக்காதீங்க, சீரியஸாக வாங்க. It's something like next time when you see the Independence Day March or the Republic Day March of the Army, how serious they are. Recently you would have watched the Olympics, how serious they are on the start line, how serious they are when they are about to jump. That is the type of seriousness, mentally alert, mentally awake, mentally alert. That is what you should be. That's the reason I wanted to meet all of you today. Okay?
For admission, contact Vishwaksenaa Vidya Vikas Matriculation Higher Secondary School 9566205555, Vishwaksenaa Global Senior Secondary School 87545-30170, Vishwaksenaa Arts and Science College for Women 8680-56635, Vishwaksenaa College of Education B.Ed 9440-58844, Polivakam, Thiruvallur, Vishwaksenaa Tiny Tots 85318-11111, Punga Nagar, Thiruvallur.